Hi, I'm Abby Morrow. I'm a singer-songwriter and a music leader.
Hi, I'm Alice. I'm a singer-songwriter based in London. For transport, we wanted to keep our costs as low as possible. So I had this idea. I had a friend who happened to have a camper van company, and he said, "Hey, you can have my camper van for the tour." Which we were like, cha-ching. We found our access for this tour. We found our transport, and 2 weeks before, I think it was, the van just went kaput and just stopped working that we were meant to have. So we kind of rallied around trying to find options, and there was an option of another sort of smaller, squashier van that we nearly had. But in the end, we just looked at costs and we thought, you know what, we're going to actually just hire cars for the bits that we need. And so that's what we did, and that then threw up a lot more problems in terms of accommodation, because we had planned to sleep on the in the camper van. But we managed to just put all our contacts together and put the ask out and managed to stay at friends or contacts through the whole tour, didn't we?
Yeah, through the whole tour. We didn't have one time when we couldn't have somewhere to stay and accommodation, and actually it worked out probably better because the camper van, although it looked very cool, it was like an old school VW van. Something that someone said to me after was like, "Abs, like, you're gonna feel the cold in that van." And I was like, "Oh," and it was gonna be really cold and actually really expensive because it takes a lot of diesel. And so what we actually did by hiring cars worked out cheaper and warmer.
Yeah, and then for equipment, we just tried to use as little as possible, because we went abroad, we were flying, and we had to pay obviously for our guitars on board and stuff, and we wanted to pay as little as possible for all the equipment. So you borrowed an amp, didn't you? We borrowed a lot of stuff.
A lot.
So you borrowed a tiny little guitar amp for the electric, and then for the acoustic, we didn't plug in actually when we were abroad. We just played it acoustic, and then we put the electric on quite low so you could still hear it. And then percussion, we just used our hands and stuff.
Yeah. And we liaised with venues about what equipment they had and what we needed to bring, and just kept it to a minimum. And another big way that we kept costs down is by not taking out 10 people with us, not taking out a big band with us. And so one thing that we put on ourselves is we can keep costs low by only covering us and our own travel expenses. And so that meant that we had to learn each other's songs, do tasteful arrangements that we could believe in, and be able to really use our voices. We felt like our voices were something that were really good together, and so we really wanted to be able to sing on each other's tracks and accompany each other in a way that was really musical. And so that was a way of keeping costs low and also challenging ourselves to step up to being able to support each other without having to bring a whole load of people along.
And it was really fun, learning each other's songs and learning to write parts for each other's songs was just part of the whole process, and it was amazing. I really enjoyed that bit, maybe the most.
Yeah, it was hard.
It was really hard, but it was fun.
It was really good. And we also were both working, and I had a bit more flexibility because I was able to kind of do a lot of more freelance stuff where I can kind of pick this up and put it down. But Alice was working straight hours like throughout the tour. So sometimes we would go on tour, we'd come back. The next day, Alice would go 9 o'clock to work. Then in the evening, we'd meet and go for the next gig. So it was
relentless.
Back to back.
It was hard, but and maybe if I was to do it in the future, I might plan in more days off, because it was back to back, and I was pretty exhausted by the end of it. But we had to fund it, and we managed to.